Very impressive, Commander. Clearly you are quite resourceful.
Yes. Too bad Leningrad was merely a diversion meant to pull our forces from where they were actually needed. Maybe next time your efforts will be of more use.
General, I've just been notified that the Imperial forces are moving towards Moscow. They are currently nearing our old satellite launch facility at Krasna 45.
Krasna 45. We might be able to use that facility against them. You see, Commander, while you were hiding behind the barricades in Leningrad, our enemy was thrusting deeply into the motherland's tender nether regions. It is time to show some backbone and take the fight to the enemy. Stop them before they get any closer to Moscow.
So you get a little bit more of a glimpse of that kind of personality Krukov ends up having. And it is, you know, the bullying personality. And if you notice, I really like how they put all those medals on them. Originally, he had very few medals. And you can tell he's more competent in there versus, as you'll see later. But let us begin.
All will be lost if the Empire's forces reach Moscow. We are going to use the Krasna 45 installation to intercept them. Even though it is inhabited by vagrants, the launchpad at Krasna 45 is still operational. General Krukov believes that we can use it against the enemy once the satellite is in orbit. Good luck.
You know, you have to admit, when they keep sitting here saying all is lost, there's too much emphasis on just the fact that I show up on the scene and then all of a sudden everything's going to, you know, hell in a handbasket just because the Empire of the Rising Sun's attacking. I mean, if we've already pushed the Allies out of most of Europe or they're on the retreat, all you would have to necessarily have is, if you wanted to slow it down a tad bit. If you wanted to keep going, just have a few armored detachments keep going through Europe. But it blows my mind that this is going to be the operation that makes or breaks. I understand trying to give me more importance, but build me up a little less on the satirical aspect.
The Empire must be stopped. Use our limited forces here in Krasna 45 to rout the invaders. Here are your objectives. Escort Natasha to the orbital launch facility. Be on the lookout for Soviet prisoners of war. Proceed with caution. Good luck in the field.
Yeah, it's great. So we save the POWs and then we move on and take over the command center. Right? Look at that, man. Good times. I do like these. These are the first vehicles that are new to the series, even though their design philosophy is elsewhere.
We sent a recon team here earlier, but they haven't reported back. Make haste to the launch facility, but be on your guard.
See, when they say that, it's obvious.
Greetings, Commander. Oleg told me about you. I am Moskvin. I will be handling Natasha for this operation, protecting your flank.
That's great. I'm happy you're protecting my flank. But you know, when they say that, well, you know, we didn't meet up with the recon team. Gosh, I can't say that. It blows my mind because aren't we here for the POWs? Did you have POWs and the recon team? Is that what you meant by POWs? I mean, shouldn't you just say, hey, we sent a recon team in there, they haven't come back, and then have that emphasis now?
Putting those rising sun scum out of their misery is good fun.
And there goes that guy. It's toasted. A good demonstration of don't run your units into it. Use these bears. Okay. Get these bears going. Go on, bears.
A unit is under attack. Unit lost. We have reason to believe there are other Soviet troopers trapped nearby.
Well, thankfully, our Soviet troopers, these guys will be fine. Just need to go save them.
You clunky freak! They are humiliating our Tesla troopers! That is the last straw!
Come on, Bear. Come on. You really want to micromanage these better than I'm micromanaging them. Because, honestly, you don't need the bears. I don't really care for the
Tesla troopers have
units.
Joined you. They are effective against vehicles. New bonus objective received.
And the
Bonus
game makes it
objective
sloppy.
complete.
You know, it makes you really sloppy. If you sit down and play this as a general or a commander, I tell you, it makes you sloppy. It makes you sloppy in how you play. And how do you like the new design of the Tesla troopers? Granted, they're walking mechs now. Everything's mechs, mech warrior style.
Enemy units detected.
But you have to admit, the fact that they couldn't miniaturize stuff is pretty sad. They still have the technology, they just couldn't miniaturize stuff.
Tesla troopers excel against armored vehicles. Bonus objective complete.
Free hooker, who needs a job?
You've rescued all the members of the recon team. They should prove useful in helping you reach the launch facility.
Capacitors ready.
Here we go.
In motion. We're off.
And you also know something about the Tesla troopers. Instead of being very quick on the draw, as you would normally expect, they are quite slow on the draw.
Supermagnetic
And in
satellite.
fact, it may require more of them to be able to do what you used to have with fewer of them. In the second game.
Capacitors ready.
Enemy units detected.
Installation won't help. Charging up.
Unit is under attack.
He's out.
Conductor.
He's out.
Positively. Yes, comrade.
Quiet down, it's HQ.
Search protectors on. Moving out.
What do you have, boss?
Fully
Something I
shielded.
actually do like about this is you can get these health packs. And this is one of the things that make you
Full of energy.
lazier in
Moving
these.
out. I'll get them.
Let's see. Keep command. See, I really wish they had allowed me just to direct him where he needs to go, like attack plan.
Capacitors ready.
Because, in all honesty, he doesn't really need to hit a particular unit. We've got no air, or anti-air. Could have disabled them, but I decided not to.
Boss,
Should have.
we're right here.
Upon hindsight.
Electrodes prime. Charge. Who needs a jump?
Enemy
But again, it's one of
infantry
those
detected.
inconsequential actions that, whether it matters or not, it's like, eh.
Getting paid by the bullet. Harvest time. You heard the boss.
It's like, we're not going to actually give consequences to your actions. Which,
Sickle here.
honestly, after the first mission, there should be some consequences to not doing some of the things.
Quiet.
Quiet down, it's HQ.
Okay, so we've got
Electrodes
this.
prime.
Select target.
Solve this problem. Boom. If I can get all of them, I might be able to get rid of them. Yep, there we go. Cleaned up.
Capacitors ready.
Sickle patrol.
Now this is going to be the fun bit.
Fully shielded.
Yeah.
This is the next super weapon, or top secret protocol that we've got.
The satellite is launched. Comlink re-established. You may now use orbital bombardment against your foes.
We're going now.
Who needs a jump?
It would be rude of me not to introduce myself. I am Shinzo Nakama. You may have defeated Kenji, but I am not so easily cast aside.
They were hiding in the tents this whole time? Well, no matter. The orbital refuse protocol is now available for you. Use it to crush the enemy.
I mean, hell,
Free hookups.
Sickle patrol.
nobody's there, so you might as well, right?
Now it's time to clean
Right?
up this mess.
Open the top secret protocols
Oh, no,
menu
no, no, no.
and
Oh,
request
oh, oh,
orbital
come
drop.
back, come back.
Enemy infiltrator detected. Our ally is under attack.
Let's go.
Let's deal with this. Oops. There we go.
Orbital drop ready.
On.
Bumpy ride.
Tesla suit ready.
A unit is under
Quiet
attack.
down, it's HQ.
Extermination
We're
commencing.
right here.
I'll go back to some killing.
Sickle here. Ready, guys?
Yeah, sadly, the Allied commander isn't as good as you'd hope.
I'll get
Let's see
there.
here. Just use them to
What
take
do you have,
that.
boss? We're going now. Okay, that
Who
way
needs
then.
a jump?
We're going now.
Free hookups.
Hey, boss.
Oh no.
That one. Kill it.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Them all.
Yeah, you don't want to pull off that kind of stuff, what I just messed up on doing there.
Spit them out.
Whenever you see those ninjas, get all your infantry away from them if you value your infantry. Especially Tesla troopers.
Boys. On patrol. Go after that.
It'll all soon be over.
Okay, come on.
They're on the way. Well, well. A little
We're right
snack
here.
to
Tesla
Moscow.
suit ready.
Let's see.
Sickle patrol.
I'm wired. Moving out.
Target
Incoming
obliterated.
storm. Clear.
Infantry, go down quick.
You just gotta love the fact that you move.
Over the door.
Go with the
Anybody
flow.
around?
This demonstrates, yes, you can move your base. Which really they shouldn't have done with that, but okay.
Search protectors on.
A.
I can do this.
Her
Select
gone.
target.
Did you think it would be so easy to stop us?
I'd hope so.
Silence him.
But hope there's only so many places. And as you can tell, for some reason, as you saw that cutscene, all of those units are dead. All of those units are dead. And if I put my own units there, a lot of them would be equally as dead. And it's ridiculous, just because the cutscene's like, well, you know, we're gonna prevent you from actually being able to damage the units in the cutscene, but those units can damage us from those cutscenes. So it's like, oh, it's ridiculous. Really is.
Their tactics are unorthodox, but there was no problem for you, Commander. The people of Moscow will rejoice when they learn of this victory.
How was that unorthodox? I mean, you can't tell me the Allies weren't using hit-and-run tactics or hidden tactics, right? Unorthodox tactics. It would be unorthodox weaponry, maybe unorthodox methods, but not unorthodox tactics. I mean, it makes sense. You'd want to, if you wanted to bring a small task force in to figure out what they're after, and then eliminate them, and then re-engineer what they just did, or, as I would figure most people would just re-engineer what's on the site. But who knows? Who knows what everyone's thinking? It could be the fact that they just placed it in here to explain away a power, or explain a power.